Gravitz Sports Show.
That's a move.
Yeah, what's happening, party people? Welcome to the Adam Gravitz Sports Show. This is Jack. Say hello, Adam.
Hello, everyone. Did it feel like it was 70 degrees today?
I don't know. It felt cool and rainy.
Okay.
Why?
Oh, I mean, 70s have been a popular number in sports this weekend.
Oh.
This past.
Are you trying to say something about your favorite NFL team scored 70 points against another team over the weekend?
That's what I was trying to infer,
so you're just going right into the sports. You want to talk about what the weather report was? You want to talk about what you did over the weekend or whatever?
No, I was not going to do that.
Right to the Dolphins, nearly setting a record, if not for taking a knee.
Yeah, no.
Everyone looks at the former ball boy for the Denver Broncos dropped 70 on his old favorite team.
Hey, listen, this is a sports podcast, so why wouldn't we want to get right into the sport?
Yeah, so the Dolphins were unstoppable against the hapless Denver Broncos.
They were. No, it was a pretty fun experience, being that everyone has shit on Tua for his whole career. He's off to an amazing start through 3 games.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny because you look at his numbers compared to Justin Herbert and Joe Burrow and all, even Josh Allen, and it's over the last not just 3 games, over the last 15 games.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? Tua's numbers are better.
Yeah,
I'm not saying he's a better. I just think he doesn't get. I keep on saying he doesn't get the respect he deserves. Denver is hapless, like you said. It couldn't happen to a better person because Sean Payton is like the NFL version of Dabo Sweeney and Brian Kelly. He's an asshole.
Yeah.
Not saying I'm a Nathaniel Hackett fan because nobody is,
right.
But saying that Nathaniel Hackett did one of the worst coaching jobs ever. He was 2-1 after 3 games. Sean Payton's team is 0-3.
Mm-hmm.
He's a dick. He thinks he knows everything. If he didn't have Drew Brees, he wouldn't have won a Super Bowl. Let's call it what it was.
Right.
He's an asshole, and kudos to Mike McDaniel. I like what he said. He was like, "Look, karma can come back and bite you in the ass. If we had kicked that field goal to set the record, it'd karma." So good for him. Sorry, everyone's like, "Oh, he should have kicked it," but no.
Well, the thing was, they weren't really running up the score. They were just doing normal football things, and they went for touchdowns.
I will say one thing: they did have Mike White throw a 70-yard touchdown pass up 56.
Hey, he's got to practice throwing the ball too.
No, I mean, I thought it was
just
a little
run the football.
That's a little bit of running it up, but I saw some clown tweet. I think it may have been a parody account. It was spoke to many a few NFL owners who said the Miami Dolphins were running the score up and this and that. It's fuck off. First of all, I'm pretty sure it was a parody account, but come on, man. Give me a break. No, Denver's a joke. I'd be embarrassed if I was a Denver fan. I know, I think I know a couple of Denver fans.
Yeah.
I'm sure they were embarrassed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun, but what I'm inevitably worried about is Miami loses a game and everyone's like, "Oh, told you Miami was a fraud." I mean, I don't know. I will say this: they haven't had the easiest start to a schedule. Even though the teams they've played might seem easy, they've had to play 2 of their first 3 on the road.
Right.
And after this Sunday, it'll be 3 out of their first 4 games on the road. That's not easy. So, we'll see what happens. But it was great. It was great to see that score because it just kept on going up and every time they cut, it was just another touchdown, another touchdown, another touchdown, another touchdown. So, yeah, it was an impressive performance. I mean, but everyone knew Miami had on paper an amazing offense, and they did it without Jalen Waddle.
Yeah,
that's the crazy too. So, yeah, very impressive performance by Miami.
I'm glad that made you happy.
It did. It did make me happy. Your Commanders.
It was. I think people were kind of waiting for the Sam Howell shit his pants game, and there it kind of was. He had 4 picks. The team looked terrible.
He made some really bad decisions.
Yeah.
Really bad decisions. I mean, and when you play the Buffalo Bills, you kind of have to play almost a perfect game to beat them, and he didn't do that.
No.
Like, I don't understand. Like, you guys don't use Jahan Dotson at all. I don't know where he is.
No, Gibson never gets any touches.
Who?
Exactly, Antonio Gibson.
No, so the reason why Gibson doesn't get touches, and I think it's his career in Washington is over. He fumbles the ball like it's going out of style.
Well, I think one of the problems is when he feels like he doesn't have he's not getting touches. He's pressing.
I'm saying he's always had a fumbling issue for his whole career.
But when he gets more touches, I don't know.
I'm not saying Rivera doesn't like him, but he does fumble the ball a lot.
Fine.
No, I mean Dotson doesn't touch the ball. Like, it's just Washington. They fell short in their first
real test, yeah.
And now they got to play Philadelphia in Philadelphia. That will not be pretty either, probably.
Not going to be great.
But yeah, I mean, it was a tough game for Washington. I thought,
it's fine. Look, no one's expecting them to win many games.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to win enough to be mediocre and get a medium draft pick, kind of like the Washington Wizards area of drafting. And they can pick another fringe positionless defensive player or a project receiver or a guard or something, things they like to draft.
Well, but anyway, it was a pretty interesting week 3 though, because I mean you had the big upset of Arizona beating Dallas. I mean,
that was surprising.
Well, Dallas just didn't even look like they gave a shit about the game.
It's quite weird.
What other upsets? There was a couple other massive upsets. Oh, Houston crushed Jacksonville.
Yeah, Jacksonville is not as good as everyone's been hyping up.
Well, I don't know. They're not as good.
Not as good as everyone's been hyping up.
Maybe that's true. I don't know. They looked horrific. Yeah, those are the 2 big upsets. I mean, I'm trying to think. There had to have been a couple other upsets that I'm missing. What am I missing?
Let's see. I'll take a look at the scores.
Oh, Indianapolis beat Baltimore.
Yes, Baltimore didn't play a great game in that one.
I don't know what the hell. I mean, Baltimore's is got a ton of injuries, but man, you can't use Indianapolis with their backup quarterback and like 3rd string running back and stuff. No, you can't do that at home.
And then another fun game. I want to jump to a fun game that was a good time for all parties involved. Is the Kansas City Chiefs against Chicago game that was for now that you're the biggest Taylor Swift fan in the world.
Well,
you love Kansas City.
No, it was fine. Like again, I think. It's great. I mean, the Taylor Swift stuff is cool. Like, that's all well and good. I did think, I don't know if you agree, I think it was just overkill with like every media person just like making a Taylor Swift, album reference and like showing her on every single, like after every single play, it seemed like.
Well, she's like one of the most popular humans on earth at this moment.
I'm not disputing that she's not. I'm just saying you do agree it was a little bit overkill.
Look, if Ed Sheeran came up and said he's a Carolina Panthers fan and he was in the box there, they would be all about it too.
Maybe. But then what's insane is that like then you go on like social media and you see these Taylor Swift people being like, "Oh, she's too good for him," or like what like Travis Kelce.
Are they actually dating, or is he just like are they just like screwing around on social media?
Some people think it might be a publicity stuff. I don't know. But what I'm saying is like I will say this, he's a bigger star than she is. You can disagree.
No.
Okay.
No.
You're right. She's okay.
In what way is he a bigger star? Tell me.
You're right.
She has more money than he has.
Not everything's about money. Like you want to.
Okay. She has more coverage than he gets.
He's a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Cool. She's the top record seller, album, charts. Her tour had $2 billion of sales this year.
You're a Swiftie.
I'm not. I'm just saying you're comparing apples to much smaller, not as good apples.
Travis Kelce's not on her level. Is a little bit of a disrespect.
No, I think honestly that they're at similar levels. Yes, they're an appropriate pairing for people who have lots of money and fame.
The Taylor Swift people think that he's not on her level. Which is
the only person she could date would literally be Ed Sheeran. That'd be the list of people.
Here's the other funny thing about the whole thing. Like every Taylor Swift fan is rooting for this to fail.
Why?
Because
they want a good breakup album?
Yep. I mean, you can call me an asshole. You can say it's true.
Okay. Yeah, you can't write songs when you're happy.
No, Taylor Swift fans love it when she's like gets to write that kind of stuff. You think they want her to write happy music?
Yeah, no.
Shit, come on, stop it. And then then you see like these Taylor Swift people on social media being like, "What is football? How do you play football?" Like, shut the fuck.
Well, it's the same people who post about how they're not watching the Super Bowl during the Super Bowl.
Exactly. That's who all these people are. It's
okay,
like,
good. Well, they can have a minute to collect themselves and watch a game of ball toss. It's fine. They can enjoy it. They can make it through somehow.
Like, what's funny is that if like people like us who aren't like Taylor Swift people, commented anything like that on Taylor Swift, they would be like, "How dare you?" Well, blah, blah.
You act like if someone offered you tickets to a Taylor Swift concert, you wouldn't go.
Of course, I'd go.
Exactly.
I'd go.
Okay.
I'd go.
But I think there are Taylor Swift fans who wouldn't go to a football game if they're offered free tickets.
Of course they wouldn't. No, they would never go. Because they think ball toss, as you call it, because you like to make fun of it too, is stupid, which is fun.
I want to watch the games this weekend where they have the augmented reality, Toy Story teams on the field.
Except, do you have ESPN Plus?
I do, of course.
Okay, I don't.
I'm a real sports fan, and I pay for ESPN Plus.
Sorry, I don't want to pay $70 a month.
How else can I watch Premier League soccer at 3 a.m?
Isn't it like $70 a month though, or a year?
No, I get the Disney Plus, Hulu, ESPN Plus package combined.
Guess what? I think I'll be okay missing the Jaguars Falcons game.
But you're not going to watch it in Toy Story overlay.
No, I think I'll be fine. You're
not going to make it.
Yeah. So anyway, but no, it's a cool story. We'll see how long it lasts. I mean, we had big weekend of college football this past weekend. Mm-hmm. Another big thing. All you want to talk about is fucking Maryland, I'm sure. But
look, both our teams are undefeated, so I think it's totally fair that they get equal coverage.
Fine. I'm not even going to do. All
right. So the big game this weekend was Ohio State Notre Dame. Ohio State winning on a last-second rushing touchdown as time expired. Notre Dame had 10 guys on the field. Notre Dame claimed that they didn't want to call a timeout or put in new personnel to give Ohio State a chance to collect themselves.
I don't think that game. Yeah, I don't think that game really hurts. I mean, doesn't hurt Notre Dame. It hurts Notre Dame, but like it proves that Notre Dame it proves it. Well, Notre Dame has has a ton of opportunities.
Yeah.
The season they play USC, they play Duke, they play Clemson. They've got a lot of very big opportunities left on their schedule that if they win them, they'll be in the playoff mix. For Ohio State, it's not the Ohio State of the last few years where they don't have an elite quarterback.
No.
I don't care what Ohio State people say about Kyle McCord. He's not elite by any stretch of the imagination. Their defense is much better. I will say that. But their season comes down to 2 games. It's Penn State and Michigan. You win those, and you win the Big Ten championship, you're going to the playoff. If you don't, you're not. That's simple.
That's it.
But that was a huge game. Another big game was Oregon-Colorado. The result was not surprising. I'm not sure if you saw, I guess Oregon released their cinematic recap, which a lot of these teams do.
Yeah.
After their win. Apparently, Colorado was just talking a lot of shit before the game. Mm-hmm. Guys were the Colorado people were stepping all over the, doing all the, disrespectful shit on their logo. So I don't want to hear all these people who are talking about oh, Colorado didn't do anything to deserve. No, they did. Colorado talks a lot of shit.
Yeah, they're a shit talking team.
And also I know you're gonna give me crap. Did you not see it on social media? There's a lot of race talk about the game. People were happy because Dion lost. No, we're happy. We're not happy because a black man lost or something. We're happy because, at least for me, he talked a lot of shit. He was oh, I've got receipts and this, that, and the other, and I'm, catch us now because blah blah. No, you got your ass kicked, and I love how everyone's oh, don't worry, in a few years when he's recruiting, he'll just get all the 4- and 5-star offensive defensive linemen. It's not going to just be that easy where he snaps his fingers and 5-star offensive linemen and 5-star defensive linemen are coming to Colorado. He'll get some.
A lot of coaches work really hard at avoiding locker room talk and locker room poster material, and he just is an endless poster board of things you shouldn't say.
Also, not everybody gets to start their rebuild with their son, who happens to be a high 4-star quarterback coming out of high school.
Yeah,
that helped. He didn't have to go to the transfer portal to get a quarterback. He got to go with his son, who could have started at any Power 5 school, but followed his dad to Jackson State. So, it is what it is. And then people are oh, if Travis Hunter had played, it may have been different. No, it wouldn't.
No,
they got their shit pounded in. And this weekend against USC, they'll probably probably get their shit pounded in. That doesn't change that what they've done is remarkable to be, potentially 3-2.
Yeah.
By any means. But, let's pump the brakes on, Colorado, winning 10 games and this, that, and the other. What they're doing is fine. But, nobody was surprised at the score. I thought that line was perfectly fine. I think everyone expected it.
Mm-hmm.
And, that's what happened. So, what other game was big? I don't know. You
have your Florida State Clemson game. That was pretty exciting.
Yeah, it was very exciting.
Went to overtime. Clemson misses a chippy.
They did. There was also a ton of missed calls by the officials. The officials were dog shit, but that's not surprising. AC officiating is about as bad as high school officiating. Florida State won. We exercised our demons. I think you can agree Dabo Swinney is very hateable.
Mm-hmm.
He's very annoying. He's very hateable. So just beating him is great. Jordan Travis had a good game. Keon Coleman, the transfer receiver we got from Michigan State, is just a freaking monster.
Mm-hmm.
He is awesome. Obviously I have concerns with Florida State still, but being 4-0, we played, I don't think you can argue this, we played probably the toughest schedule, or at least had the best resume of any team in the country.
Okay.
We beat LSU on a neutral field and beat Clemson at Clemson. How many teams can boast that? Yes, Texas beat Alabama at Alabama, but that's their bet. They don't have a second one like that.
Mm-hmm.
We do. And I don't care what Clemson's record. Clemson can be 2-2. They're still a top 15 team in the country. I don't care. If you match up Clemson with, Florida, who's ranked in the top 25, or Kentucky, who's winning that game? Yeah. Clemson. So, it was a great win. Now we're on a bye, so it's awesome. We can get guys healed. We can get guys, ready to go. We play Virginia Tech, I think, in 2 weeks. Which okay,
Virginia
that's
Tech's
cool.
Free money.
Might even rest them. Horrible, huh?
The Virginia Tech's free money.
They are so bad. Yeah, they're horrific. But yeah, it was an awesome win. I said to multiple people that we had lost after going down 10, whatever.
Like you do.
Which is what I do. I always do that. I mean, everyone does it. Everyone does it. So you do it, I do it, we all do it.
Mm.
No, I mean, the play of the game was, I don't want to get too nerdy into it, but there's a play of the game where our guy, you saw it, with the sack fumble, return for a touchdown. I mean, our guy just absolutely lit up Cade Klubnik.
Right.
And they were driving for more points, which probably would have ended the game, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And went from 24-17 to 24-24, and then it just, like you said, went to overtime. And I don't feel bad, the kicker story, he was a walk-on, and they called him back. Blah, blah. I don't feel bad that he missed it, because guess what? Florida State. I mean, how many people made fun of Florida State for missing field goals?
Right. I was really concerned that you would lose on a missed field goal. So.
Right. I mean, but we didn't, and so it was an awesome win. Like I said, it's great to beat Clemson. We beat we probably beat the two biggest douchebag coaches in the country. I think you'd agree. Brian Kelly, Dabo Swinney, biggest douches.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay. As I briefly mentioned, Maryland.
Yeah, Maryland defeated Michigan State at Michigan State, first time since 1950.
Here we go, guys. Story's all about Jack.
Unlike previous games, Maryland got off to a fast start with 21-0, which is not how the previous two games went. Michigan State was sloppy with the football, had 5 turnovers, I believe. Talia had 4 touchdowns throwing and rushing, which is cool. It's nice that he got a rushing touchdown. And it was once Maryland got out 21-0, it was basically cruising to the finish line. They were a little sloppy, missed a field goal or two. My intern Colton Spangler had a really nice fake punt that he ran for a first down, which is really cool. Good for him. Apparently, he called his own number. He saw the lineup and said, "I'm just going to go," and he did. Which is cool.
Let's just say one thing though. This Michigan State team is completely in the.
Well, they're definitely, they were distracted, and it's a shit show, and they stink. So it's fine. You got to win those games too.
No, I get it. I mean, but again, as I've said to you 1,000 times, I'm pretty sure Maryland. It doesn't. You can go win 9 games. But if you don't, you have to somehow break through and beat one of the big 3. You have to.
That'd be nice.
And I know it sounds like a lot, which is true. But if you want to be
3 of those 3 teams are in the top 10. So
I understand that, but I'm not saying you're going to, but you have to at least, like, I'm not saying you can beat Ohio State at Ohio State, but you can't. Would you
accept? Okay, let's just play, because I know like bowl game projections are silly at this point. However, would you accept a 9-win Maryland team facing Alabama in the Citrus Bowl and Maryland beating Alabama to win 10 games? Would that be a successful season to you?
Like, I mean, Alabama probably wouldn't give a shit. That's why they probably.
Or I'm saying, okay, would you accept that as a fan?
I'd accept that, but I mean, if the 3 losses are by like, 25 points each.
Yeah, but okay. So what if if they lose?
If you don't win them, you have to at least be close.
What if against? All right, let's at Ohio State we have no chance. But let's say with Penn State at home we lose by like 6.
That's fine. I mean, but again, you do have to agree. So one of these days you have to break out. Even when you were in the ACC, you did beat, again, wasn't often. You beat Florida State twice in 21 years.
Yeah, we beat Clemson, and we did that stuff. Yeah, that's fine.
Beat those teams. Like, you have to be able to beat.
Yeah.
You can't just lose you agree. You cannot just lose every year to them.
I think that's fair. However, I still would be perfectly happy with 9 or 10 wins. That's just me.
Yes, of course you would, but you agree. You cannot just get your ass kicked in the 3 games.
I think that's
you can't just lay down and lose like 31-3.
No, but if it was 31-22, okay,
that's fine. Yes, isn't that exactly what I said? I said that.
Yeah. Okay.
But again, you and I have both gone. We've gone to Penn State Maryland games. We've gone.
Look, yeah, I remember we were eating that crab pretzel, and it was like 52-0. I got you.
You have been close, like against Ohio State a couple times. You have been. I think
we took Ohio State to overtime. I was there. We took Michigan to a final possession at the ball in our hands.
Here's the problem, though. I believe you play Indiana this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Win that one, and then I believe, am I right? The next game is Ohio State.
At Ohio Sate.
Right. But the thing is, you're going to be ranked.
Yeah.
So, like, you're going to have a lot. My God, this phone is draining. You are going to have a lot of, like, pressure on you.
Are we, though? Still playing with house money. It's a top 5 Ohio State team on the road. I don't know.
I'm just saying, you don't want to get your ass kicked. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I'm not going to get my ass kicked. The team is going to do their best and see what happens.
Okay, fine.
That being said, the Maryland offensive line is pretty poor, and the defensive line is pretty poor. And so I don't know, that doesn't bode well against Ohio State.
But again, you haven't really played anybody yet. Indiana's not going to give you a test, I don't think.
I hope not.
So, I mean, like I said, your first test is at Ohio State. Mm-hmm. Now, again, this Ohio State team is not offensively as strong.
It's not like the Dwayne Haskins Ohio State. I got you.
It's not CJ Stroud. So, like, you can do some stuff. It's just a question of, like, can you move the ball against their defense? Because their defense has gotten a lot better. But again, that's another story for another time.
The question is, do we get good Tilly or bad Tilly? I don't know. We'll see what happens. That's why you play the games.
I mean, Tagovailoa in what's it called? He has struggled. Oh my God,
he struggles on the road. That's for sure.
So, like, let's see if we can change that narrative up in a couple.
Okay.
But
fair.
yeah.
Do you want to pick some NFL games? I believe we were 100% accurate last week.
Jesus Christ. Okay, yeah.
I think I got all the games right. You got them all wrong for some reason, but I got them all right.
Stupid, that's why.
Okay. Let's see here. Let's open up the schedule. I don't. Why are you complaining about your phone? All right. Everyone's favorite night to watch football, Thursday night. Make sure you get your Amazon Prime Video buffering to get you started now. So by the time the game starts, you'll be in good shape. The Lions are at the Green Bay Packers. The line is even.
I gotta say, this is a good game.
Hold on, my lines aren't coming up. Like, open up a different app. Hold on.
Well, nonetheless, Jesus Christ, this phone's already at 82.
Who cares? Not going anywhere. You got to get an Uber from your living room to your kitchen.
Yeah.
Okay. I got other apps. Is the Lions -1.5.
For who? For Green Bay?
Yeah. So the line is Lions by 1.5.
The Lions are favored by 1.5.
Yes, sir.
Green Bay. I actually like the Lions in this game. I don't think Green Bay looked all that good against the Saints.
Love got all the hype and he pooped his pants.
I mean, Derek Carr got hurt. Yeah. Like, I don't think they're that good. The Lions defense has gotten a little better, and yeah, I'm gonna take the Lions on the road.
I think the Packers get right and win.
Get right. They won 2 in a row.
They're going to get right and win. Offensively,
Fine,
get right.
Okay,
right.
We'll see.
The Falcons, who are remarkably 2-1, despite their best efforts at stinking, are at the previously mentioned disappointing Jaguars, who are 1-2. Jacksonville's 3-point favorites at home, so it's basically.
So I'm not super impressed by Atlanta. Desmond Ritter's not that good at football.
Yes, we know this.
Yes, their defense is better. I mean, Jacksonville has been one of the biggest disappointments after 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
This game is in London, which is like a second home for Jacksonville.
So they're moving.
I'll take Jacksonville to win. I think Jacksonville. Also, it's a Calvin Ridley revenge game too.
Yeah, I like it at 9:30 in the morning. I'm going to give it to Jacksonville as well.
They play it all the time.
All right, this is your game. You're going to be excited for this. You're going to be throwing stuff through your tube TV. The Dolphins are at the Bills. Bills are 3-point favorites. Coming fresh off of the disemboweling of the Washington Commanders.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, obviously, my heart says the Dolphins can win this, but their past history, I think they've lost like 9 of the last 10 or something to the Bills. They don't beat the Bills. Josh Allen always kicks our ass. He always our linebackers are not good enough to tackle him. Fuck. I mean, Miami is hot. The good thing is, even if we lose, I don't think people are going to be like, oh, the Dolphins are not legit. Because it's like you lose at Buffalo. Like, oh, what a bad loss.
Yeah.
Sadly, I'll say Buffalo has our number and wins by 3.
I like your reverse jinx. I'm taking the Dolphins to run it up. I believe this is the time of year you want to be playing in Buffalo. So the Dolphins are pretty lucky weather-wise. And I'm going to go with the Dolphins.
This is a fair point, but you do agree, this is what kind of sucks is that, the NFL gave us 3 road games out of our first 4. That is kind of shitty. That is kind of shitty.
Speaking of shitty, this next matchup.
Yes, I would rather play Buffalo in early October than in December. I agree with you there.
Yes. All right. Getting back to your previous note on shitty, this game is one you should watch only if you are forced. If the options are this or some sort of physical harm. I hope you have good health insurance. The Broncos are at the Bears. Broncos are 3.5-point favorites. Don't watch or bet on this game.
I will take, you know what, though? I'm going to take the Broncos because they at least have a semblance of an offense. The Bears don't. No, Russell Wilson has looked good through the first 3 weeks. I'm going to take the Broncos. The Bears are just I don't
know, man. I don't want to talk about this game.
I think the Broncos.
All right. In the the Ravens are at the Browns. Browns are 2.5-point favorites.
The Ravens
look bad, and the Browns look better. I'm taking the Browns.
I'm taking the Ravens. I think they get their shit together. I think the Browns are better, yes.
How are they going to get their shit together? The Ravens are playing poorly, and the Browns are playing good football and have a better defense.
It doesn't matter. I'll take the Ravens.
Okay, great.
I'll take the Ravens.
Again, another game that's just take the under. The Bengals are at the Titans. The Bengals looked gross on Monday Night Football.
Very gross.
The Titans look gross also.
The Titans are in the worst spot because they're not bad enough to lose a ton of games. They have no Ryan Tannehill sucks, and they don't have any good young quarterbacks. So it's they drafted quarterbacks. None of it's just ugh.
Yeah, it's a yuck.
I'll still take the Bengals because I think they might be rounding into form. You would think, guys like T. Higgins will get their shit together. Jamar Chase
had 12 drops last night.
I don't know where his head was. His head was not even in the game. I mean, at least Burrow played, but I'll take the Bengals.
Yeah, I think Burrow with an extra week of his calf getting better might fix his timing. I'll take the Bengals too, -2.5.
Just not. I don't like the Titans at all.
The
Titans do play. They do play hard.
Rams look like dog shit. They're at the Colts. Colts are 1-point favorites again. I don't. This whole weekend's terrible.
I don't think the Rams look that bad. I mean, it was 1916. I don't think they look that bad.
They played football like it was 1916. They look terrible.
Okay, I'll Are we really gonna have the Colts be like 3-1 now? Jesus,
I think so. I'm gonna have the Colts winning.
Yeah, fuck it. I'll take the Colts because it's a short week for the.
They have the legends, the Minshew at quarterback. I think they have the better quarterback in this game. The Colts are gonna win.
I don't think they have a better quarterback. Why is this phone raining, Jack? This is your phone.
Well, you have a 47-year-old phone. What do you want me to do? You had the opportunity to upgrade, and then you got rid of that phone. You chose to downgrade.
That's fair.
Because you didn't want to take the 3 seconds to click to log into your Google account and re-download your apps automatically. That was overwhelming for you. And now you're suffering the consequences.
Well, I mean, my phone's working. It's just
okay. Then don't complain about it.
I will complain as much as I want to complain.
The Buccaneers are at the Saints. The Saints are 3.5-point favorites. What's your buddy Carr doing? How's he feeling?
I mean, he's week to week. It's a Jameis Winston revenge game.
I mean, I'd love to see Jameis Winston. If Jameis Winston plays, I'm taking the Saints.
I mean, Jameis beats him. I'm going to go with the Saints.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I mean, Jameis has been just shit on his whole. That's another one that's just been shit on, even though he's a much better.
No, I'd take him in Washington. All right, the Vikings are better than 0-3, and the Panthers are 0-3.
The Vikings
are 3.5-point favorites, and I believe they will win a game.
I think they'll win this game too. Yeah, I'll take the Vikings. Don't really like it, but I'll take it.
The Steelers are at the Texans. Steelers are 3-point favorites, but I'm going to take the Texans in this game.
I'll take the Steelers. I can't. The Texans. I mean, C.J. Stroud does look pretty good.
Yeah,
but the Steelers are just a smarter team. I'll take the Steelers.
Okay, fine. Smarter isn't always better. The Raiders, who are disappointing, as always, or the Chargers, who are also disappointing, as always. The Chargers are 5.5-point favorites, though, and I think they will win.
I think they're going to rout on the Raiders are so bad.
Yeah, they've given up hope, which is great.
I'm not taking the Raiders. Nope. All
right, the Cowboys, fresh off their embarrassing loss, are hosting your favorite team, the New England Patriots. Cowboys are 7-point favorites. I can't believe the Cowboys will play that bad 2 weeks in a row.
Okay, Cowboys will win the game because it's at home.
Yeah,
but they're not covering that number. No, they're not covering that number. Okay, but they'll win the game.
So you're going to put money on the Patriots?
I would put the Patriots to cover if I was doing it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. My Patriots.
Yeah. If I was doing it, I would bet. If I was betting the game, which I'm not, I would bet the Patriots plus 7.
Look, we all know you're the biggest Cowboys fan in the world. It's fine.
Sure.
Okay. The Red Hot Cardinals, fresh off a win, are facing the 49ers, who might be the best team in football. 49ers are 14-point favorites, though.
I'm gonna take the Cardinals to cover, but the Niners will win.
Yeah, I mean that sounds right.
The Niners are gonna win this game.
Okay, you just picked up your Taylor Swift jersey for the Chiefs. Yeah. They are at the Jets. Chiefs are 9.5-point favorites. I think they double that and win by about 18 or 19.
Don't get me wrong. I love seeing the Jets just fail. Robert Saleh's a fucking idiot. Stop saying Zach Will. We have faith. Stop.
You don't have faith in him. He stinks.
The locker room hates you. He is costing the locker room right now. Breece Hall hates him. Garrett Wilson. It's just no. Robert Saleh is too proud to admit that guy sucks.
Yeah, and it's weird. Why is he dying on that hill? Because he already picked a quarterback over him. So you shouldn't be you're not in love with him. You should literally, the position now is a replaceable part. Find legitimately anyone who's better and put them out there.
The problem is, though, is that the only guy that I could even think that you could go after in a trade or free that would make you a contender is Kirk Cousins, and I don't think the Vikings are trading him. So you're not. I mean, signing Matt Ryan or signing Carson Wentz isn't going to make. That's the problem. Is they're not going to get you to a 12-win team.
What do you think? What do you think it would take for the Vikings to give the Jets Kirk Cousins
first?
You don't think the Jets would do that?
I mean, I don't think the Jets would do that. But I'm saying if they think that they're contenders and they're really going to go for it, I mean,
what if they're tanking for Caleb Williams and then they're going to have Aaron Rodgers come back next year and then have Caleb Williams be the starter in 2 years?
Caleb Williams would never. Caleb Williams is not going to want to sit.
Why? Okay.
Why would he want to sit?
I would sit with $10 million. Why not?
I mean, Caleb Williams also has the option to just go back to school if he doesn't want to deal with that. No, I mean, I get why Jets fans want to replace Zach Wilson because he is probably the worst quarterback. I don't even know in how many years. But the problem is, like, the options out there are just like, I mean, I heard somebody like on the show I watched was like, oh, we should trade for Taylor Heineke. It's like, ugh. I get it. Like, okay. Or like Marcus Mariota. It's like, I don't know. Are those guys really going to get you? Like, yeah, they're better than Zach Wilson, but like, are they really going to make you like, are you going to compete for the AFC with those guys?
Yeah.
Probably. So they're in a really shitty situation. So that being said, I do think the Chiefs are going to blow them out. Yes.
Okay. All right. The Seahawks are at the Giants. Giants are 1.5 point favorites.
I'll take the Seahawks still.
Yeah. I don't like the Giants.
I don't either. I mean, though Saquon might come back, I'll still take the Seahawks.
Okay, we mentioned this game earlier. The Philadelphia Eagles are hosting the Commanders. Eagles are 8.5 point favorites, and I believe they will double that and win.
Yeah, they're going to beat the Commanders.
It's going to be terrible.
They're going to beat them pretty handily. So
it will be gross.
Washington had it's a tough 2-game stretch at Buffalo and Philly.
Well, you got to win the games you have on your schedule, and being in the NFC East, you're going to play Philly a number of times. So
I'll take Philly to cover as well.
Okay. All right, that's the NFL picks. I guess that's good. Do you have anything else you want to say today?
No, your friend Trump is on fire today. I guess he's been ranting and rape.
Well, he got his New York business license got shut down, and they're liquidating all of his properties and businesses in New York.
Yes, they valued Mar-a-Lago at $18 million, and he says it's worth $1 billion.
Yeah. When he claimed that he could find a Saudi investor to give him $1 billion for it, which sounds like money laundering.
That's what somebody said. I mean, this guy is just and what's funny, again, I say this every time, is everyone on like the right wing loves to say that like, oh, Joe Biden is an idiot and Joe Biden can't remember things. This is the same guy, Donald Trump, who said that we're going to go to World War II.
Mm-hmm.
He beat Obama in 2016, and that Jeb Bush invaded the Middle East.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, who's the one losing their shit?
Yeah, sounds reasonable.
Then he said that like windmills cause whales to wash up on sea. It's like this dude is okay.
Yeah.
It's insane, man. And then other good news is I guess I'll probably be shut down.
Oh, government shut down, yeah.
I don't imagine it's going to not shut down, so that'll be fun.
I feel
that's cool. Hey, don't worry because Donald Trump wants them to do it, so they'll do anything Donald Trump says.
Yeah. Can I ask you a am I the asshole kind of question?
You are.
Well, yes. Okay, so first grade girls soccer. I'm assistant coach on Shira's team. And I ask the girls to line up, in rows facing each other so they can pass the ball back and forth to each other while we're getting set up. And Shira says no. And then when it's time to then go play the next game, she was sad because she realized she missed out on the previous kicking and started screaming and yelling. So then she went off to the benchy side, and I went to go console her, and then she's just howling, screaming. And I was like, look, whatever you just missed, you missed. Now let's move on to the different game. And she's like, I don't know. Now I've already like missed out on the instructions. I don't want to do that. But again, there's like always plenty of opportunities. And, I console her. And then I go to like pick her up and like give her a hug. And she flicks her head up and gets me right under my chin and my jaw snaps shut. Definitely like saw like sparks, like you get like your bell rung. Mm-hmm. So then I carried her to a different part of the field to see if she could relax, calm herself down. And then I decided that she was continuing to scream that she was done, and I had to take her home. And
no, you're not.
I had to remove her from practice. She was not being a good teammate.
If she's an old enough girl that like she's an old enough person at this point. She has to like act somewhat right. You can't just like act like a crazy person and get rewarded. And
she's not. Yeah, like not everyone can be Antonio Brown, right? You have to like.
He's like the female Antonio Brown, right?
But without, yeah, and it was weird because she was excited to go. She put her stuff on. We even like kicked around beforehand, and then like once she had actually,
This is what first graders do.
Yeah, again, I told her I was kicking her off the team, So,
Okay.
but I think we're gonna give her another shot. I was like, look, you got to practice to play. So
bit of an asshole, so you're kicking her off the team, but yeah.
Well, look, I can't have that kind of disturbance on my team. We got to win games, all right?
I get it. You're not. I mean, it is.
Look,
Yeah,
Dez was hard to coach too. We both hate soccer, so we have that in common. But the thing is, when he was told to do a thing, he would do it. Sometimes he'd whine and complain, but he wouldn't like scream and flail. It was, I don't want to be here. I'm like, yeah, neither do I. But let's just do our best, And like,
no, I mean, like, she's just gotta like. She doesn't get to just do that the whole time. She has to act like a normal person next. Like, she has to act like a normal person.
Yeah. So we'll see. All right.
Works, yeah.
Well, that's been fun for Adam. This is Jack. This has been the Adam Gravitz Sports Show. Have a great night.
The Adam Gravitz Sports Show.